Before we talk about tests, timelines, initial steps, I want to orient us properly. This is a safe place for you to be open. Nothing here needs to be filtered or polished. Your whole life matters in this conversation because fertility doesn't happen in isolation. Someone needs to hold the whole picture. That's my role here. If you're feeling overwhelmed, uncertain, or tired of trying to figure out what you're supposed to do next, that makes sense. Most women arrive here carrying far more than just a fertility question. They're carrying information, pressure, decisions, and often the quiet fear that something is wrong and time is running out. I want to be clear about something early on. I don't think your body's failing. I think it's communicating. For many women, fertility becomes the organizing project after stress, loss, or disappointment. Effort increases, more tracking, more research, more pressure to do things right, even while the body and nervous system are already carrying a heavy load. That doesn't mean anything's broken. It means the system has been asked to adapt repeatedly, sometimes without enough recovery in between. One of the first things I listen for in a consult is whether the body has rhythm. Rhythm in sleep, rhythm in digestion, rhythm in their cycles, rhythm in emotional recovery, rhythm in all aspects of life. Fertility responds far more to rhythm and consistency than it does to intensity. So today is a container. Think of this as a 30,000-foot view. I'll help us organize what matters, and I'll contain it so nothing feels scattered or overwhelming. If we leave today with clarity and priorities, we've done the right work. A lot of women are told their labs are normal or mostly fine, and yet nothing feels settled. That's because hormones are communication, sleep disruption, stress physiology, inflammation, emotional load. All of these influence how clearly signals are sent and received. When the system is noisy, the message gets harder to read, even when individual numbers don't look alarming. That's why we don't chase single cycles. We look at patterns over time. We look for coherence, not perfection. One irregular cycle doesn't rewrite your fertility story. I also want to separate two things that often get tangled: preparation and outcome. Your job is not to control outcomes. Your job is readiness. We work on what we can influence: rhythm, recovery, support, and then we let biology do what it's designed to do. If there's been loss, it's important to name that the body remembers pregnancy. That memory can include fear. It makes sense if part of you hesitates, even while another part wants to move forward. You can be intellectually ready while the body is still catching up. This work is rarely about pushing harder. We're not bullying the nervous system, we're guiding it. Structure and consistency matter more than urgency. For some women, that means stabilizing foundations first: sleep, regular meals, digestion, energy. For others, it means adding targeted support that's been missing. Doing more can be appropriate, but only when it adds stability rather than load. We also don't pretend fertility exists alone. If there's a partner, sperm health matters before pregnancy. Fertility is a team sport. This isn't about blame or responsibility. It's about widening your support. If you're already in IUI or IVF or planning to be soon, priorities compress. The focus becomes protecting the rhythm you've built while aligning calmly with treatment timing. IVF is not a threat, it's a tool. It can stay in the back pocket until it's needed, and if it's needed, we meet it from steadiness, not panic. As we work together, progress often shows up quietly at first. Cycles feel easier to read. Sleep stabilizes. Stress recovery improves. Decisions feel less reactive. Confidence grows because patterns begin to repeat. Eventually, the work shifts again, not into effort, but into readiness. Protecting what has been built, coordinating timing, letting outcomes emerge from a system that's no longer under constant strain. You don't need to decide everything today. We don't pre-write the future before it's written. What matters is that you feel oriented, supported, and clear about the next right step, not all the steps. You're not behind, you're in a phase, and phases are how the body changes.